It's week 3 of the NFL, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Ravens and the Cowboys, and it's coming up next on Madden NFL 25.
We are sandwiched between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas, and Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So here's the first drive for the Ravens, and at the helm is the 2023 NFL Most Valuable Player. Second such time he's won the award, Lamar Jackson.
And frankly, this is the type of game that a great quarterback relishes, because 0-2 on the road, everything's against him and his team. No one can expect them to win. Sometimes you band together real tight in that situation, and if he plays really well, they've got a chance to get that done.
And he's got some space here. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down. Well, there you go. This offense off to a strong start this afternoon.
Yeah, with a big run and a first down. That's putting what you practice into play. That's excellent execution to get things started.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. They'll run it again with Henry. And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45. The numbers on the ground for Henry last week. 13 carries, 55 yards, and a touchdown.
I can't remember the last time we did a game and a coach didn't talk about establishing the run first. But they've lost 2 straight games, so they still want to do that. But they've got to have some contingencies, some other options. Expect them maybe to throw it a little bit to open up things and maybe run it a little bit more later in the game.
And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Throwing is Jackson. This will go to Henry out wide. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. The Ravens at 0-2 here to begin the season. And listen, they made their share of mistakes in these first 2 games, CD, but talking with them in the days leading up to this one, doesn't seem like they've lost any confidence.
I would agree with that, and what they told us was that they weren't planning on making any drastic changes. They didn't see the need to shake things up. They were going to continue to plow ahead. They thought they had the right guys on the team and in the locker room. But they do have to start winning some games.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they'll get this down to the 10. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down, and this has been a great opening drive. You know, at this point, they'd hate to settle for 3, but they've created a fresh set of downs and a 1st and goal.
Down at the 2. Broke through first contact, but ultimately stopped shy of the goal line. A good pickup there, 7 yards, and it's going to be 2nd and goal now. He wanted that end zone. Powerful running, but he couldn't quite get there.
And that's going to really make him upset. And right now, there's no way he's letting a coach take him out of the game. He's going to want the ball again, so he actually does get into the end zone, hopefully on his next carry.
Henry is not going anywhere. He'll be hit and dropped for no gain at the 2-yard line. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. One of the tight ends comes in motion. Jackson going to run. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Defensively, they rally the troops to force 4th down after that 7-yard pickup back on 1st.
Well, sometimes that option can get bogged down before the gears really even get into motion, and I think that's what we saw there.
And I think what he saw defensive end right in his face, because he looked up and he was right there. Didn't even have a chance to get going.
And it's going to be batted down, and we'll go the other way with the football. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt. And on the opening drive of the afternoon, the defense forces a turnover on downs. Well, the Cowboys making their way out behind the NFL's leader in touchdown passes for 2023. In his 9th season now, Dak Prescott.
And the numbers were not pretty. I mean, they don't look right. When you throw 2 interceptions, no touchdown passes, there's no way to really make that work. But I thought there were a lot of positives in watching his game tape. I think he's close to putting out a good performance. Let's see if he can flip those numbers around in this game. And, of course, rally his team to a win.
Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
You know, it's not just all athleticism from defensive linemen. Let's give them a little credit for their football intelligence as well. Read and react by them, understood the play call, and stacked it up and stuffed the run.
And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. 6 yards on the pickup, and they're going to face a 3rd down. We're scoreless after 1. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Yeah, here we go.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he'll have the first down as he's up to about the 18. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
I haven't met a football team yet that runs the ball successfully that doesn't talk about having an attitude to be a running football team, right? You got to be able to put your nose in there, smell where the first down sticks are, and get there.
Prescott now. And that's complete to Cooks. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
2nd down and 3.
Yeah.
Inside give to Elliott. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Calling no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Yeah, here we go.
Now it's a bootleg with Prescott. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. 3rd down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out. But his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
Throwing, Prescott.
A short one there, taken in by Ferguson.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Here we go.
Here's Prescott.
Going right back to Ferguson.
Short completion, just 4 yards, and now it's 3rd and 3.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
That is caught. He's going to have the first down and then some.
And he is into the end zone for the Cowboy touchdown.
Jalen Tolbert.
His 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Cowboys post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter.
After a fairly uneventful first quarter, that last play, that'll make a few highlight clips.
It certainly will, and you're exactly right. The first quarter almost felt like a feeling out process, didn't it? Both teams, okay, what are we going to do? Looks like they ramped things up just a little bit to start the 2nd quarter.
Now the extra point up and good by Aubrey.
And it's now a 7-0 game. That time a 9-play drive.
And it was finished off by a Jalen Tolbert touchdown grab.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game.
They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a 4th down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. Again, it's Henry. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield.
No big surprise, Micah Parsons doing what he does so well, dropping him for a loss.
2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game.
Second and 14. In motion, Aguilar.
Jackson from the shotgun. He finds Aguilar over the middle. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 1st down now, but the clock continues to move. Now it's Jackson. And that'll be caught by the big tight end, Andrews. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 1st down now, but that clock rolling.
Jackson going to keep it running right.
And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. The Ravens moving quickly here as the clock runs. Jackson. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. They're going to look to throw. Jackson hit, and he lost the football.
And this ball recovered by the offense, but remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble.
And Tucker, the former Longhorn, puts this one through, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
Well, still trailing here, but they do get the late field goal. Now their defense will try to keep this score right where it is heading into the locker room.
Yeah, and trailing at the break, you obviously don't want to go in off of a negative play. Give them credit for that one. Finding a way to put points on the board, give them any type of a spark, anything to build off of as they try and plan a comeback.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away.
And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. And the Cowboys going to go on offense one final time in this first half. And with a 7-3 lead, we'll see how aggressive they want to be. A little over 20 seconds remaining in the half as they'll line up here 1st and 10. Prescott to throw it. And he's got Ezekiel Elliott. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. This is caught. It's Cooks. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Well, we can talk about it like it's just a basic route, but how about the timing on this one? Lined up on the right, runs a deep in route, and how about the throw? Right on the money. Bam, puts it right in there and on his hands. Nice completion.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. And welcome in everybody to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Time for a look around the NFL here in Week 3 of the new year. We'll get started up at Cleveland Brown Stadium in Cleveland, where it was the Giants who were able to come away with the road victory. Daniel Jones, sharp in the victory, as his guys bounced back from a tough start to the year to claim victory number 1. From there, we're off to check out another game, and they've got the lead in that ball game over the visiting 49ers. 2 touchdown passes for Matthew Stafford. Lastly, let's get to Pittsburgh to check on the Steelers at home in Acrisure Stadium. And they were winners in that one over the visiting LA Chargers. Justin Fields, 2 touchdown passes as his guys remain unbeaten. The Cowboys retreated to a fine first half from number 4, quarterback Dak Prescott. He has a touchdown pass, and that amounted to the only touchdown of the game for either team thus far. We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team going forward. Both teams making their final preparations for this second half of action. So with that, let's get you back out to Arlington, where we rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. So here are the Cowboys to take over. They fell in their ball game last week. That was a loss to the Saints, but they're on top here as they begin this drive. So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at about the 32. He'll hand it off to Elliott to begin the drive. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
Now Prescott. Throw complete right side to Cooks. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
Here comes 3rd and the length of the football.
Yeah, here we go.
Looking to throw. Prescott.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half.
And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
And they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and they'll be left with second and a couple. The tight end in motion right. Here's Jackson. He'll get this to Flowers, left side. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Jackson. This one into the hands of Aguilar. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards.
That's the kind of play this offense desperately needed. They've got to be saying, our defense has kept us in the ball game. We're down, but we're certainly not out. And maybe that was the spark that they've been searching for.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. First and 10. In motion, Aguilar. To throw is Jackson. Able to locate Andrews here on the out route. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last two plays.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
They'll manage to break a tackle and get this forward for a couple. It'll be second down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Ball at the 9 on 2nd and 8. Jackson now. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, but a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Over the middle, it's complete. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Isaiah Likely, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Ravens have taken the lead here in this third quarter. So a very strong first drive in this second half, Charles, as they've turned that halftime deficit into a third quarter lead.
And they were pretty purposeful there, weren't they? Measured in their approach. But boy, they executed awfully well, moving the ball down the field.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead is now 10-7. So that a 7-play, 80-yard drive. And finishing that drive off was the touchdown grab by Isaiah Likely. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Now this thing gets marked where it went out of bounds, so they're going to have really good starting field position near midfield. So now the possession will begin at the 35 after the errant kickoff.
Well, that's certainly one way to avoid a dangerous kick returner, I suppose, but you are giving up extra yardage, that's for sure. Because if you put it out of the end zone, they start at the 25. So at a minimum, you're giving up 10 yards to the offense.
And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone. that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
The short one there taken in by Ferguson. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
He's got it at the 15. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. CD, with that last pass, he joined a group of about 50 other men that are over 30,000 career passing yards. So, look, he's not at the top, but that's pretty good company.
Yeah, it's not the most exclusive fraternity in the NFL, but it's a pretty good one, isn't it? You still have to put some numbers up in order to get in, okay? The secret knock is still there. How about him getting it done? Proud of it. Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on 1st down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
A good action to this point in the 3rd quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10.
To throw is Prescott. And this is going to be intercepted.
And the Ravens are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Well, we saw plenty of that during his much-heralded college career. He parlayed that into becoming a first-round selection, and now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League.
And this is a guy that has all the physical tools, but the thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's the sixth sense for knowing where the football is going. Just an excellent play there to create the turnover.
So here are the Ravens to take over on offense. They lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at the 20.
He'll set up to throw from the gun.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Flowers. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. That's good for a Raven 1st down, 15 yards there.
Flowers does a really good job there picking up a new set of downs, and he continues to build off his impressive rookie campaign and saw him record over 850 yards on the year. His competitiveness allows him to make a lot of what we call combat catches, taking balls away from defenders.
Now it's Jackson. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time.
To the right side, into the hands of Flowers.
9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion, but I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Back now in Arlington. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and the nose of the football. Throwing is Jackson.
Pass to the sideline and pulled in.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
Jackson to Andrews on that one. 1st down, Baltimore.
And that pickup of a 1st down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here, down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or a takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
The Raven passing game getting in sync. Another 1st down. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Again, Jackson. It's caught by Aguilar. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
It's a gain of 20. First down, Baltimore.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
They'll send the big tight end in motion right. From the gun, it's Jackson.
Finds his man over the middle. It's likely.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year.
And the Ravens are able to build on to their 4th quarter lead. Well, that was all Lamar Jackson all the time on that drive, both through the air and in the end with a touchdown run.
Yeah, how about him doing things a little bit on the reverse side there, Brandon, because he softened him up throwing the football and opened up the running lanes. And when he gets a little bit of a sliver, he's gone. And that's exactly what he did there.
Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Dallas offense set for this next drive. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
From the 33, here's a 2nd and 7.
Oh, Prescott stripped, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
And that play just looked a little helter-skelter from the start. That's the risk as a quarterback. Once you take off with that football, you might fumble it, and he did.
And he was going for the reward, which is gaining yardage, breaking down a defense. But you're right about the risk. Always lurking out there, someone always trying to get to the football. Try to find a place to cover up and slide and protect what you've earned.
And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. And they sit in a good spot, having the ball back after the fumble recovery and up 2 scores in the 4th quarter.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. 10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
62 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
And what a tough spot for this defense, because they know it's coming, but they're just powerless to stop it. What a great run there to start the drive. And you can bet there'll be more where that came from as they try to ice this game away.
Gets past one man. And down inside the 15 he goes.
Taken down at the 14-yard line. It's a gain of 10. First down, Ravens.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. Now Jackson.
That's into the hands of Flowers over the middle.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown.
Zay Flowers.
A 14-yard touchdown.
And the Ravens look like they're about to put an end to their 2-game losing streak as they add on to their lead.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it's capped off with a Ravens touchdown.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Cowboys offense and Dak Prescott getting ready to go once more. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Now they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Prescott down.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Prescott yet again.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Throwing, Prescott. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out.
Over the middle, hauled in by Lamb.
And he's not able to get away. He is stopped well short of a first down. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
The Ravens offense and Lamar Jackson set to take over once again. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out.
A first down carry for Henry.
Oh, and that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line. 89 yards on the ground now for Henry. He's got a first down. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And they take a knee.
Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And, Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing better. Because the game plan you put in place at the beginning of the week offense still holds. You don't have to make wholesale changes. You just have to do it a little bit better, a little cleaner. And they did that in the second half, and that led them to victory.
So for the Ravens, they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2 on the young season. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, they will fall to a similar mark at 1-2. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Giants. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.